That just means that we have more to look forward to, because now we at least know kind of the tone it's going for.
I'm tired of them teasing.
Just stop complaining, okay?
We know what Eddie Brock looks like. I want to know what Venom's gonna look like in this movie.
But shut up. That's the only thing I was gonna say.
Oh, I'm glad you built that up.
Just let it go. Just wait.
My next question: you've seen the Deadpool trailer?
I actually did not see that one yet.
You are in for a surprise.
There were apparently two of them.
Because it is not surprising. It's exactly Deadpool.
I know. I saw that there were two of them. Like, one was apparently live action.
This movie,
and I heard one of them was like made of action figures. It was the same trailer with action figures.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the 5th episode of Sorry We're Late.
Good afternoon, actually.
Promises something, but it's late. I don't remember the tagline.
We're late.
Welcome. We are going to discuss many things today, such as your favorite supergroup that you would like to happen, and life goals, and also a wild card topic from this piece of shit.
It may be strange. Who knows?
Life is Strange. For the Storm.
That's a game.
I know. I've never played it, though.
Me either. I heard it was good.
This show is live broadcasted from YouTube, the channel Kerley Studios, Kerley Studios. For any of you audio podcast listeners out there, boy, do I have a surprise for you. It's still not there. But someday, when you're in school and they have the intercom going, you're going to be like, man, I sure wish we had some entertainment to listen to rather than this fuckface principal. Well, guess what? You could actually play the video over the microphone. Boom, bitch. You don't need the MP3. They're for losers. Losers listen to podcasts, okay? I'm kidding. I listen to them all the time. We're working on it. God damn it. Give us some time, okay? I see you out there in my Discord like, hey, bro, when's it going to be MP3s? That one guy that I'm talking about. Well, sir, soon. It's very difficult putting podcasts on podcast services. We're working on it.
Hey. Calm yourself.
You calm yourself, sir.
Just a little bit.
I am passionate about this.
Yeah, clearly. I can't tell whether you're passionate for or against it, honestly.
Yes. So we talk about random things we feel like talking about on this show, and you can also participate in the chat if you do so, please. If you do so, please. If you please do so.
No.
Do so.
You said it right the first time. Okay. You're just thinking of it wrong.
It doesn't sound like a thing.
It doesn't sound like a thing you should say, but it is a thing that people
say. Is it? Okay. You can also support us financially by clicking on that link in the description of the video. But without further ado, let me introduce you guys. It's true. Someday.
Hey guys, if you have any spare change.
Ryan Tierney here, and my boy Mark Rowell.
He's nervous. He's nervous when he touches you, right?
Purvis. You know what I'm saying?
Is your name Purvis?
You know what I'm saying?
Would you quit it?
That's interesting. I didn't know your name was Purvis.
There's a place called Purvis, Mississippi.
I know a guy named Purvis.
There's Purvis out there, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I know a few.
Are you from Purvis?
No.
Good.
I think one of my high school teachers, I think he was from Purvis. His last name was Purvis. It was very interesting.
Anyway, D-Rock is at work right now, so he is absent from this episode. Next week, we will have our first guest. Surprise, guys. We're going to have a guest next week. Mr. Dennis Lofgren. He's going to be... God damn it. I'm trying to tell the people. Dennis Lofgren, he's from this new channel that I found, Rebreak Radio. He does his own podcast there if you guys want to check him out.
Okay.
Me and him are in a server together for any smaller YouTube creators that want to collaborate with us. I've been on his podcast. He's going to be on ours, but look forward to that next week. He is only going to be audio, so we're going to have a beautiful little picture of him probably somewhere down here, somewhere down in this area, in this region.
It's a little too intimate.
And then we're just going to kind of converse with him. He's going to bring a special topic. He might be wild card next week. It was supposed to be D-Rock, and it might still be. I don't know.
Double wild card.
Double wild card. We might have a double wild card.
Quintuple. We're all gonna wild card.
It's so crazy. I'm not even gonna go on a tangent. Ryan, what is your topic today?
All right. Nice segue. Okay, so if you could form a supergroup of your favorite musicians, who would you pick, and what music?
So when you brought this topic up the other day, I forgot to ask: is this living musicians? Can we bring people back from the dead?
No, okay. No, you have the power to resurrect people.
Because here's the thing. I want to see Jeff Hanneman and the Rev get in the band together. If you guys don't know who that is, that's the former drummer for Avenged Sevenfold and the guitarist from Slayer. Because
interesting.
Obviously, the Rev is heavily influenced by thrash metal. Fuck off. In case you guys didn't know, my computer tells me what time it is. But anyway, I was thinking about it, and I want to bring back people from the dead, right? And like, because there's always that conversation that people have where, like, the people in heaven, or you know, whatever you believe in, the people that died, are they up there in this like super group metal? Is there like a band with Dimebag and Jeff Hanneman and like the Rev and Dio?
That'd be pretty sick. I would
listen to the fuck out of that.
That would be pretty sick, I'm sure.
I'm telling you, like, I would like to see.
They're a Green Day cover band.
That exact one right there. No.
Okay, so the only problem I'm going to slap a condition on this. Just
okay.
To make it a little more interesting.
Okay.
If you choose somebody dead, they come back in the age they would be currently, not in their prime.
Ooh. I mean, that still works perfectly fine.
I would choose Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, I mean, Dio, Jeff Hanneman, and Dimebag, they were kind of up there, but.
I mean, they were like in their 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, except Rev, he was in his 20s, wasn't he?
Jeff Hanneman was pretty old.
I mean, yeah, he was probably in his 50s.
But I mean,
Slayer's gotten up there. They're doing their final tour right now. I don't know if you guys heard.
I did not hear that.
Yep.
I'm not that big into Slayer anymore.
But War Ensemble.
I mean, no. I'm saying the current lineup of Slayer. I'm not that big.
Oh, yeah, I feel
It's just not my thing. But, I mean, I like Slayer.
Good
I like
band.
old Slayer.
Good band.
But I don't know if I would see them without, you know, like, them missing Dave and Jeff. It's just kind of like, I mean, Tom is amazing, right? And Kerry King, Kerry King is another topic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can whammy die for days too, but it gets kind of old. But anyway, that's my dead band right there. I want Dio, Dimebag, Jeff, and the Rev, right? So I was also going to come up with a super group with people that are alive right now. And you got to have Dave Grohl, right? First,
of course,
because he's in every super group
he's
ever,
included
right?
in mine also.
Dude, absolutely. Dave Grohl is like the best person to collaborate because he can do. You want him to do vocals, you want to do guitar.
He'll just do whatever.
Dude, whatever, exactly.
Whatever you want, man.
And I want to see him on drums. Like it's been a long time since he's been in like the Queens of Stone Age.
Yeah, them Crooked Vultures. He was the drummer for them.
Like, I really like him as a drummer, especially on the Tenacious D album. I want to see him.
Yeah, that was insane.
But I want to see him do something really proggy. Like, I want Dave Grohl, Geddy Lee on bass. Okay, stick with me, dude. This sounds crazy, but also have Joe Satriani on guitar. Like, I want to get really fucking weird here. Like,
see, now you're just pulling from
I want
what I was gonna say.
Proggy type thing.
Like, I was gonna,
but also have vocals. Now, who's the perfect person that can, you know, sing for 3 seconds, then disappear and let the music just take over for hours on it?
Freddie Mercury,
James LaBrie from Dream Theater to be their vocalist.
That's, you know, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Dude, this sounds
solid.
You made 2 super groups and you didn't even include your favorite musician.
What, Claudio? James Hetfield?
Damn, I was gonna go Portnoy, but
okay. Here's the thing about Mike Portnoy. He's already in super groups.
He's in like 8 or 12 bands.
Your super group, though, it doesn't matter if they're already in super groups. Those super groups cease to exist at this point, and you are pulling him from their work.
The thing is Mike Portnoy's already in my dream super groups. Like, he's in Liquid Tension Experiment, and he was in the super group with Russ. What's his name? The dude from Symphony X. Their singer. I can't think of it, but Adrenaline Mob. I wasn't that hot on it, to be completely honest. But I want Mike Portnoy, my super group, with him just be playing with Dream Theater. That's my super group. But which is basically what Liquid Tension is. And by the way, him and John Petrucci is this little Christmas photo together. Like, hey, like Fireman Genie. I'm just saying.
Also, you're not putting Claudio in anything.
Now I'm thinking about this in realistic takes, right? Dave Grohl's already in everything. Mike Portnoy's already in everything, which is a fair assumption, but this is something that I'm trying to think outside the box. Like, you would never picture Dave Grohl playing with Joe Satriani. Like, it just wouldn't happen. And then Geddy Lee, dude, what is he doing? He's like, Neil Peart is like, or Peart, however say his name.
Neil Peart, yeah.
He's done with touring. Like, Alex Lifeson and him, and this is coming from a background perspective that I have no idea about, to be completely honest, but him and Alex, I feel like they still want to do it, but Neil Peart is he's like, man, I'm done, and they can't do Rush without him. Like,
I don't know if anybody could do take Neil Peart's place. I'm sure there's a way, but no, I don't think it would. It would, yeah, it just wouldn't be them because I mean, Pert is kind of one of the rocks of that band.
Exactly.
Because he's just that man's insane.
I don't want to see that.
I would love to see Rush if they toured again. I would have to go see them.
You should have come to the last.
When was that? Okay, I didn't know you.
I'm just saying, dude. Anyway,
dude, I didn't know.
Anyway, hang on. Okay, so Geddy Lee.
Sorry.
Is he going to be doing solo stuff? Are they gonna do Rush but not tour? I would be so down for an album. I think their best album is Clockwork Angels. Being completely honest with you guys, their last album was fucking fantastic. It was so good, and I would probably say that's their favorite album if I had to guess. I don't know, but you can feel them taking everything that Rush is. How did we get on Rush? Hang on. So Geddy Lee is free now. So if you guys want to start doing supergroups, contact that motherfucker. Do it. Just
that'd be good. That'd be good. It's just funny that you bring up,
dude, Mike Portnoy and Geddy Lee. Thank you, Ryan.
That'd be solid. That'd be solid.
Oh my shit!
But it's funny that you bring that up because I also was gonna include Dave Grohl and Joe Satriani. I'm gonna say both of them.
You weren't.
I swear to God.
The fuck out.
I was gonna say both of them and Joseph Andreoli.
Explain to me who that is.
He is one of the two from Giraffes. And
explain to me for someone who has no idea what
it is. The most weird kind of like it's just one of those things you have to hear. I don't know. It's so strange. I could pull it up for you and play something by them.
Well, we can't play it on stream.
Exactly. That's
just kind of explain to me the genre.
Okay, so it's kind of like this funky, just out of place experimental music. Like it works so well together, but I don't really know who else I could group them with. I guess something like an Endless Sporadic. They're similar to that, but just way crazier, way more experimental. And he is an insane guitarist.
With bands that I also don't know.
Okay, well, I'm sure somebody out there will. If anybody's played Guitar Hero and Endless Sporadic is on there, Impulse.
Okay.
You know that song?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. So imagine Impulse, but just completely out there, just insanely, just as experimental as you can get. With all kinds of bells and whistles, the weirdest, most progressive guitar riffs you can come.
Yeah.
Dude, he is amazing. I will play them for you guys.
I'm just
later.
like pairing that with Joe Satch though.
Just because I would love to see them like pop off of each other into solos. Just the weirdest. That's what I'm saying. I want to get the most experimental, crazy kind of like jazz, funk, fusion band.
I would love like a prog band that's more focused on like the jazz fusion style, but also
that's what I'm saying.
Kind of a heavier edged.
Yeah, because I think Dave Grohl could really.
Dave
I don't know because dude, like he was like my first thought. Like I said, I didn't really know the question until earlier. As soon as he said that, though,
the supergroups, the same thing as Mike Portnoy.
He's like the guy I would put in any supergroup because he could fill any role, and he could really write anything. He could just go on.
He's a good songwriter. That's one of the most important things.
And then it doesn't have to have vocals. I wasn't gonna say vocals. I was just gonna say like two guitars and the drums.
See, the only reason why I went James LaBrie is because he's used to, letting the music flow and then just eventually hiding in a tent on stage and coming back out and be like, ah, yeah, and he runs away again. Because that's how he sounds.
He's a fantastic vocalist, though.
He is. Yeah. I mean, he's very underrated because he is overshadowed. By
the rest
sense.
Of the music. But I guess, honestly, that's probably a good spot to be in a band like Dream Theater, somebody that big. Because the front man is always, the vocalist is always the one that gets all the attention. Nobody knows any of the other musicians. But in Dream Theater, they're all equally known because he doesn't take the spotlight to himself. He lets the music have it.
Yeah, I can understand that that's what they need in that type of band. But you have to imagine being him is rough, dude.
I don't know. I probably honestly wouldn't mind it because
he's a millionaire. Yeah,
exactly.
But I'm saying,
but in that respect, if I were in his shoes, you wouldn't have nearly as much to worry about going out in public as the rest of them. I mean, clearly there are going to be a lot of people who know you are, but most people, if you think of Dream Theater, you can ask anybody about Dream Theater and they'll say, well, I don't know who that is. And you ask them about Mike Portnoy and they'll go, oh yeah, he was in this band and this band and this band, and they just know.
I disagree. If you know who Mike Portnoy is, you know who Dream Theater is.
I mean, clearly. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you don't know by name who he is, they can go, oh, wait, He drummed in that one Avenged Sevenfold album. Wasn't he also from Dream Theater? That's kind of my point,
That's a good point. That is
because
a good point.
they were a lot more mainstream in this generation.
It did not fail. That album was incredible.
The album was great, but the
that tour was incredible.
The relationship was awful.
Like, yeah, it just kind of.
I don't know. I feel a little bit like, okay, so he soured some of what he had going for him because he quit Dream Theater while being in that band. But I mean, we don't know exactly what conversations happened, but the way it looks is Mike was like, yo, I could permanently be in this band, but their agreement was just a temporary type of deal. But I feel like he had it in his heart where, like, maybe if I don't have this other commitment, they'll be more open to it. But then they started getting backlash because people started blaming the band when it wasn't anything to do with them. It was more of Mike Portnoy just tired of playing a Dream Theater, which, granted, playing in a band for 30 years, non-stop, that demanding of a music, you would jam to, like, Avenged Sevenfold, and it's more bouncy, it's more heavy, more mainstream, getting radio play. You have to imagine that's, you know... He is human, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from. Though I will say, if I could play Dream Theater, if I could play Dream Theater, I would want to play Dream Theater in front of a lot of people just to show I could, because that band. They write some riffs.
Hello,
their drum tracks are amazing.
Into chat and touches the Kerley butt.
Oh,
that's my butt, thank you.
Hello. And then the butt 8. Oh, he drew the butt too. You got a nice little bubble butt.
Ooh, I do.
Saucy.
I do. Ryan, what's your super group?
All right, I've got 2. So for the one that I would be really serious about following, I'll take my 2 favorite bands mostly. I have Claudio Sanchez and Casey Crescenzo from Deer Hunter, both on vocals. Okay. Just gonna dual harmony vocals.
Okay.
2 vocalists.
It's really weird styles to clash, but I'm okay with it. So they're not playing guitar, or I mean,
no, they're both the guitarists.
So guitarist and frontman.
Yes.
Okay.
It's 2 frontmen. I'm gonna take Corey Eves, the former drummer from Artifacts Perea.
Gonna put him on guitar.
Guitar and vocals.
Take Mike Portnoy. He's gonna be on the guitar. It's an 8 guitar band. They play drums on the guitar by hitting the guitar.
I'll watch that.
It's a mashup of all the Coheed band members and all of the Deer Hunter band members in one band.
Right.
New concept. And then Corey uses on drum.
Space surf. That's the genre. That would be space surf rock.
The former drummer from Artifacts Prayer.
Oh yeah. Okay. I missed that. I'm sorry.
Okay. So there's that one, and then. For my more like metal, they play like it'd be close to the music they already play, but it'd be the same amount of like progressive,
right,
experimental.
So all of our supergroups are prog bands, right?
Yes, except for the next one.
Well,
the next one's too easy. I'd be okay if it had progressive elements as well, but next one's more metal, and I'd want to see Herman Lee from Dragon Force.
That's weird.
Dude, he's amazing.
I'm not.
I still can't get over the fact that when they first wrote Through the Fire and Flames, they couldn't play Through the Fire and Flames, and they recorded each lick individually. I mean, the fact that they can do the whole song now. Have you seen them actually play it?
I've seen them play it live. And
it's insane, man. Like, how do you even do that? I can't wrap my hand around that.
For no reason.
No, because they're fantastic.
They're amazing.
I love them, dude. Operation Ground and Pound is a great song.
I mean, bands do that nowadays and they don't get shit for it.
I mean, exactly. Yeah. But it's just because I think the difficulty of the music, and then they're like, hey, they didn't play the whole thing at once. Like, I know. Yeah. And they do it well.
I think. I'm not a big Dragon Force fan. Like, I don't like their music. It doesn't reach me. But the technicality of it, I can appreciate. I respect them as musicians.
That's that video from Through the Fire and Flames where they're just taking turns drinking from the beer bottle or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Like
it's ridiculous.
They're in the solo part, and then both guitarists are standing there, and one of them's like just shredding the fuck out.
Yeah, they take turns.
Beer, like the beer down, and it's his turn, and the other guy starts drinking.
That long solo at the end is actually them going back and forth.
Between beers and soloing?
Yeah, like one will be soloing, and the other guy's just drinking beer, and then he puts that bottle down, and he starts his solo, and the other guy starts drinking.
They got paid for product placement during that, whatever beer it was.
I really hope so. But anyway,
imagine.
But okay, so Herman Lee and Petrucci.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird lineup.
Howard Jones on vocals.
I'd have to see where it goes. Just continue. Okay. Wait, we'll come back to this.
We already have. Wait, hang on. This is two different bands now. I'm okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was like Claudio, Mr.
Claudio,
Howard,
Casey, and Howard. All
so you got three guitarists.
Dude, that could work. I'd totally take that. That's 3 vocalists. Let's do it.
No, thank you.
But no, Herman
could work.
It could.
And Howard Jones, and then not a standstill of either Portnoy or Mangini on drums.
Dave Grohl.
It depends if you're going for the technicality. Go Mangini.
If you're going for more of like this is highly technical.
They go Mangini.
It's probably Mangini.
But what's the genre?
It's progressive metal.
Okay.
Like modern progressive metal.
Yes.
Okay.
What about experimental progressive metal?
What about?
Then you would go Mangini, because that would be very fitting.
Anyway.
Yeah. He just seems like the guy to pick for something like that.
Yeah.
That man's ridiculous.
Crazy.
Yeah.
His whole ambidextrous playing bullshit.
It wigs me out, man.
Bull
Have you ever seen him play?
Yeah. I mean, I'm still a Dream Theater fan, and I listened to Extreme a good bit back in the day, but.
Yeah, he went to.
No, the technicality is amazing, but it's too robotic. It's too. There's not the feel that I want from drums. Like, if you're jumping in Mike Portnoy's spot, dude, his drumming is all about technicality and attitude. Like,
I think it's because his drumming is more of a mathematical style 100%. Of writing. He just writes it and then he plays it.
The man is a musical prodigy. He's a
exactly.
genius.
No, he really is.
Like have you watched the auditions for Dream Theater? Where he's like, let me take a look at that sheet music, and then he like went over and he's like, all right, let's jam on this, and just like, okay, yeah, I would have chosen that motherfucker too. Like, goddamn. Like everybody else kind of jammed in, did their own thing, and they had some good ones, but then he's a perfect fit for what they're doing. But it's not the same to me.
I mean, I can understand that. The guy's crazy though. He is. He was at a drum clinic back when I was in college that me and a buddy of mine went to, and I watched him play. I did not meet him though because I was scared. Because after I watched him play, I was like, I don't know. My friend went up to him. He's like, dude, you're amazing. He added him on Facebook. They would message each other. It was wild. Him and somebody else, I can't remember. He was really into that though. He went to every drum clinic he could. He met every professional drummer there was, and he had them all on his Facebook. I was like, I don't even know how you can do that without walking up there and shitting your pants in front of somebody like that. Because I was just like, man, that was great. I'll see you later. I'm gonna go sit on the bus and cry because I'll never do that.
All right.
Another option for that band, Chris Penny.
No.
Dude, he's absurd.
He is absurd, but
here's another off. Joseph Stalin on the drums.
I don't know who that is.
He was the prime minister of Russia.
God. I know who it is, but I thought. I mean, when you said Stalin, I'm like, he must be related to Stalin. But I mean, I didn't actually realize Joseph was that guy's name. I'm sorry, my bad. So here's one last thing I want to do. What band would you like to be in? Like as a supergroup, because a supergroup for me is one that I'm in, right? So here's what I want. I want Claudio Sanchez on guitar.
Okay. I can feel that.
And then me on bass. Okay, I want to play bass in Coheed, basically.
That'd be fun.
That's my super group right there.
That'd be fun.
Fire Zach and just let me play bass with them. Just let me go on one tour. I would do it.
Yeah, I mean,
because their bass parts are really fun. Albert, what's up, dude? Oh wait, I missed. Aeon said, "I am a woman. Nova is streaming already." Okay, I'm a man, and Nova is streaming already. Okay. What's up, Albert? How are you, man? So, what band would you guys like to see yourselves in as a super group?
See, I don't really have a band offhanded right now, but something I would say is I too would like to play bass in a band. I've wanted to play bass in a band probably for like 10 years because I love bass riffs.
So what
they're really fun.
Do you want to fire to take their job?
That's the hard part because there's a lot of really fun like bass riffs from a lot of bands that I know, but I don't know. I think just for the absurdity, thank you, and the fun of it, I'd probably go with Cake. I know a lot of people
Dude,
hate
that
cake,
would be awesome.
but I would
Playing
love
bass and cake?
I would love to play bass for cake.
See, here's my thing why I'm saying bass and not drums or guitar, because no disrespect to you bassists out there, but it would be easier to learn that whole discography than it would be to learn all the drum parts, because Josh Epard's a beast and Chris Penn, not even going to touch it. I would probably prefer playing guitar in a band like that, but I feel like I could, like, if they're like, you got a month, I could easily learn, not easily, but I could learn all the bass parts. And bass players get to just kind of have more fun, I feel like, at a show, because it's less demanding. And I'm, like I said,
that does depend. That does depend.
Like,
I mean,
it does.
Look at Iron Maiden.
Like, if you're
like their bassist,
Primus,
insane.
like,
Yeah, Primus.
Like, that's why I'm not choosing those bands to take over.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, dude, I would have so much fun just.
I mean, Dream Theater. We were just talking about them.
God
their
damn,
bass
Mark,
riffs, insane.
Ryan, who would you fire to take
Okay,
their
so I'm
job?
not firing anybody.
He just wants to play second bass.
He's gonna jump up on tambourine.
I'm gonna play keyboard and synth and Cody.
Okay, hey,
That's,
right there.
Hey.
Fire Zach.
We don't have
Hire
to
Ryan.
fire Zach.
No, because I'm gonna be the bass player.
Oh, okay. Why do you have to fire Zach? Just find another instrument to play.
Then I'm gonna.
I want to play bass in that.
Then I'm gonna fire Claudio and be their
No,
vocalist.
we could just be a new band.
I want to play bass because of Number City. That's all.
Let's-
I want to play bass
Okay.
because I love playing bass. And
Let's
I'm like
just-
thinking, what band has fucking badass bass?
Let's
playing
just form a
that's really
cover band.
Not hard.
Let's just do a
Oh,
cover
no, no,
The
band.
first two albums, the bass player is fucking sick on that shit.
On
He
another
is.
note, do y'all remember the old supergroup TV show that had like one successful season and then never had anything happen? Like Rockstar Supernova.
Mm-mm.
They had the bassist, the old bassist from Metallica, Gabe Lee Clark, the
Old bass player like Cliff or Jason
Jason
Newsted? Okay.
Newsted. They had Tommy Lee on drums,
Okay.
and
Interesting.
it was they were looking for a singer. I can't remember who they picked, but the band put out like one album and then was never heard from again.
Damn.
It was
They were
weird.
called, Supernova, and the show was called Rockstar Supernova. It
That
was
sounds
hosted
really
by
familiar.
It was hosted by Dave Navarro.
That's
From
interesting.
that James.
Yeah, Jane's Addiction.
Okay.
That's
I don't
really
like that
weird.
band, I'll be honest.
I love
Oh.
Jane's Addiction.
But the show was like the
That's a
superior
good
version
band.
of American
I
Idol.
Fuck you. I bet you don't even like the Butthole Surfers, do you?
I've only heard one song by them. I was impressed.
Pepper is a great song. Also,
listened to them enough.
Detachable Penis is a wonderful song. If you've never heard
Ladies
that.
and gentlemen, my topic today is life goals.
That's a real
and what
song,
is
by the
stopping
way.
you from achieving them. This is a more serious topic than what we're used to dealing with, but I think it'd be pretty fun and interesting. And for example, it doesn't have to be super deep. It doesn't have to be super like, for example, one of my life goals, I want to get fit. Not like muscular, ridiculous, but I want to get in shape. But what's stopping me from doing that? Pizza, ladies and gentlemen. I love fucking pizza. Right?
I would agree.
Fucking pizza.
I love fucking pizza, dude. I fuck pizza every
The warmth.
day. No. What's stopping me from that? Pizza, right? Also, another thing, I don't exercise. I mean, I do, but not like... My wife's kicking ass at it. She works out every
Regularly.
day and everything, and I'm just like, what am I doing? And here's what really it boils down to is I feel like I could eat pizza for sure in moderation. If you make lifestyle changes, you can eat what you want to. You just have to manage your portions and your exercise, basically. So, what is really keeping me from being in shape?
Me?
No, I'm just like the rhetorical question. It is basically motivation and time, like because I mean, doing the gaming channel, doing stuff for this.
Time is going to be the overwhelming factor for anything.
That's what I'm boiling down to, right? I'm in 2 active bands right now. I run a home studio. I've got a full-time job. I got a wife. I got a daughter, right? So it's like I can make excuses all day, like about why I don't exercise and why I'm eating too much pizza. But what it really boils down to is like if I was motivated enough to do it, I could do it. But that's the thing. It's like motivating yourself. Like I'm trying to get big picture ideas. What is really stopping me from achieving this? It's motivation, time, and I'm lazy and I make excuses. It's myself.
You
like,
justify it.
Yeah,
Like,
because
why am I doing this instead of this? Well, it's because of this.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is like what is really the one reason why I'm not in shape, why I'm not fit? It's
Video
because,
games.
Because I'm making excuses. Because I'm sitting there saying like I don't have time to do it because I'm
Yeah.
doing all this bullshit. No,
Yeah.
fuck that. Pizza's delicious.
That's true.
It's so stupid, but it's I am the reason that my life goals aren't achieved. I have nothing to blame but myself, because if I really wanted to do it, I would fucking do it.
Well, let me say this. Isn't that...
Dude, the frog. What?
What? I don't even want to know what that means.
I'll elaborate later.
Just leave that alone. But wouldn't that just be the answer for all three of us? It's just us.
That's kind of the point. But that's the way that I'm seeing it. You guys might have an argument. Well, I mean, yeah, you can talk all day like it's my fault, but literally, it's not like I can just be like, hey, I quit my job because I got to get in shape. Or, hey, you know.
It's true. Because I'm not going to
give up my interests, you know, because I like video games and I like pizza. I'm not going to just give that up. Because what kind of life are you living at that point?
You know what?
That's a good counter argument. It's
you know what, right here? Mount a TV.
Yeah.
Mount your PlayStation. Just drill holes straight into the bed. Just mount it.
Like,
it's not.
But if you could put,
I want to figure out a way to turn this thing to where I could just be looking at that, like just be like, it's dude, the Nintendo Switch. You can do it with separated Joy-Cons. It's really hard to do Mario Kart because it makes you motion sick. Because you're running and driving.
Just turn it, dude. Just rotate it.
It's
it moves.
Really inconvenient. Anyway,
just walk
anyway, so
running's bad for your legs.
One of my life goals is to, just in general, big broad picture here, find a job that supports my endeavors and the family. So when I ask myself, like, what do I want to do? Who am I as a person? I think I'm an entertainer, and I think I'm a musician and a creative person. So how do you, like, turn those things into something that can make money and support a family?
Entrepreneurship.
Really lucky, right?
Yeah, luck is definitely a factor in that.
But also you have to be willing to take risks, and you have to learn to compromise. Like, you can't, you're going to learn in life, no matter what you want to do, that you're going to have to compromise in order to do something. Like, for example, I want to spend more time with my wife. Another life goal of mine is to have a happy family. But I also want to have fun, play music, play video games, and fuck off a lot.
Which gets in the way of that.
Exactly.
By a lot.
You have to learn how to compromise and manage your time wisely. Like, it's really tricky. But here's the thing, like, a smaller, more tangible goal that I can explain to you guys is I want to own a home studio that actually brings in money to pay bills. But, like, the problem with that is, like, a location like me and you were talking about. Like, I can't really do a full-on blown studio in a house in a subdivision. Like, it just doesn't work. So, I mean, but, like, I need a location for the space. It's just...
Build a basement.
You can't just build a basement, Mark.
If you work here, we live in the South.
If you get...
Just get some shovels.
If you get permits.
PlayStation through the ground.
You get permits, yeah. Use your PlayStation as a shovel.
Inside of an SNES cartridge.
Okay, so...
I don't remember saying that.
Here's the thing where I'm stuck with that whole thing. And if I had the funds...
No, yeah.
Like, it's money. Like, money is fucking the issue. The biggest issue right now for me... Getting what I need to achieve is I need a large sum of money. I just need to find a suitcase full of hundreds. You know what I'm talking about? Because then I could just go buy a location and I could support bills and all that shit in the meantime of building up the business. You know
honestly, it's funny that you're talking about this home studio thing because I wanted to do something similar to that years ago, but I know I'll never have the funding to do that. But, I mean, I probably will one day. But there was a home in the hometown that I grew up in that was for sale for $80,000. Had a full-sized underground home studio. It had soundproof walls and a soundproof booth.
That's fucking incredible.
And it was $80,000.
Like, for that,
and it wasn't run down. It was just renovated, and I didn't know why it was so cheap. But I was gonna buy it, though I didn't have any money.
Right.
But I'm glad I didn't, because now I live here. It's a lot better down here.
How do I reach this goal if I'm the one that's in the, like, we've basically established any of our problems is us being in our own way. Like, what exactly...
Kill what's in your way.
Like, do I need to... And this is obviously not a yes or no, but, like, what exactly do you do? Do you save money until you have enough? Because then you're just spending years just trying to build up, and the further time goes, the less you... The further away you actually get from achieving these goals.
Like, well, like Ryan said, entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship
you gotta
is exactly what I'm talking
something.
about. But
Just start something, man. Start something small. No, start something really small.
That's the thing, though.
Start a different thing than this.
I started this 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm in the same exact place.
No, but yeah, I'm saying start something small that is guaranteed to make you at least a little money and try to build that up to get money for another thing to start. You know, you gotta.
That's exactly what I've been doing, though.
But then you've got to start something smaller.
I don't feel like that's the way.
Yeah, man.
This isn't working. Let me go even smaller.
Yeah,
no, it's like you need to
something very simple that a lot of people will need. A service that a lot of people need.
A service that people. I mean, I get that. That's just basic.
Toothbrush, door-to-door toothbrush sales.
But I'm talking about the business that I want to do, the one that I want to achieve.
Dyson vacuums.
You're gonna make the most compromises.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do something that's not the business you want to do.
You're gonna have to offer a unique service.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's got to be something that people want.
Okay, what if it was like this?
We don't live in a market where we can offer a recording studio and expect that to make enough money.
100%, which is like
Which is why you're gonna have to relocate to New Orleans.
And spend so much money.
Oversaturation there. Like,
do you though?
Yes,
there's a lot of
studios every corner.
One. Be the very best.
That's a great point, but
that's even
people over there that have hundreds of thousands of dollars in investment.
That's
in
true, but those people charging on the leg for their shit.
100%.
We could charge $5 per recording. Think about how many bands would come there just to get recorded for $5.
Pay your rent there.
Yeah, but you just do that. You do that for like the first 2 months. You're like, we got a $5 special. All recordings are $5. For the first time. The second recording is going to be $25, and then from there on you make it $25, and then you just slowly.
Really a business plan. Anyway, that's kind of like where I'm at with my critical thinking. What are some of your guys' like life goals?
Okay, so what I want to point out is what I feel is the biggest issue is motivation and finding ways to motivate yourself. What I'm currently doing, and y'all laughed at me.
Oh, it's funny.
It's fun.
It is fun, but I mean, I'm not laughing at you like you're an idiot. Okay.
But my point was, I thought about
it. But it's legitimately funny.
What is the one thing that I do that I don't have to motivate myself to do, that I don't have to say, hey, let's get up and do this, is I sit down and I play video games without thinking about it. And that's my biggest time waster.
Same.
Is...
Oh, the 100. I mean...
Same. Definitely.
Another point, the gaming channel... Not as much as a waste of time.
I justify.
Like I made last night. I made like $32.
Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is like you can turn these things into something.
You can absolutely.
Like there's ways to do it. It's just you have to really think about it and really plan and manage and compromise and all that for the betterment. Like if you're gonna waste time playing video games, turn it into something positive, which is what your point is.
Right. So not just playing video games to make money kind of thing, but what I do instinctually, as I'm a trophy hunter, so I spend countless hours.
For anyone who has no idea what that means,
I hunt deer, and I
in video games.
Probably trophies for that.
Video games. There's trophy achievements for PlayStation or Xbox. When you play the games, you earn trophies, and it improves your gamer score, which I could waste an entire 24-hour period doing nothing but chasing trophies and not achieve it. Right?
Sad.
It's sad. It's very sad. But it's hooked me. I'm addicted to it. Like anybody's addicted to gambling or alcohol.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah, it's legit an addiction.
I used to be the same way.
So what I did was I created a lifetime trophy or a yearly trophy board for myself. And basically it comes down to self-discipline of I have to achieve something on this board or work on something towards this actual lifetime achievement before I'm able to touch my controller.
Right.
So, in terms of getting fit, I kept it simple for the first year. I'm supposed to run 200 miles. I'm supposed to do 4,000 sit-ups, crunches, and lifts for the end of the year.
Now, are you going to cram those? Like, it's 3 months. Oh, fuck. I got to go 1,000 miles this week.
It allows me to work at my own pace, technically. It's not a guaranteed way to get fit, but I'm doing something to keep myself.
Now, but let me ask you, how deep are you into this? Do you have an Excel spreadsheet made out like?
I'm designing a program to where I can check things off.
Right. So it is going deep.
Yeah,
like you're all in on this shit.
I have to be all in on it, or I'm gonna lose interest in it.
There you go, right there.
So
when you make these small goals, you have to stick to them. Is the thing.
And the biggest thing for me is, and this is how one of those goals was to become a GM, and thankfully, I just became a GM last week.
Congratulations.
And
we all love them.
More than anything, solves my money problem.
My computer chair stinks.
Which is going to open up avenues to solve a shit ton of other problems.
Exactly. Money, dude. If we just had this amount of money,
right?
we could solve a lot.
If we could just constantly get
money doesn't buy happiness.
It doesn't, but it buys things that make you happy.
It buys things that make you happy. It can fix a lot of your problems.
It removes
all your problems.
It removes things like bills that make you sad, thus in return making you happy.
It's just like, oh, that my rent's $350. Done.
Now,
I wish I could do that.
And this is a good point to correlate with you. The more money you have, the more stressful your life can be. Therefore,
that's true.
When you're a GM, your job's more stressful. It puts more stress.
Absolutely. But it's the idea of because
I'm not saying like if you're rich, you're more stressful than somebody that can't pay their bills though.
But it still opens the avenues of getting shit done.
It's you've solved problems and you open up doors to more problems.
More money, more problems.
The thing is, how do you react to those new problems?
The thing that
more money.
I guess. I mean,
in my process of becoming a GM, the thing that's made it the easiest for me, literally, is just putting blinders on. And anything that isn't straight in front of me, just what's the next step? The next step is to do this. The next step is, for a GM, it was to show my higher ups that I could do this job well and interview well, and then. Basically, if you stop looking at the end goal, if you keep the end goal in sight, but the next step is is what you need to focus. Once you finish that, you move on to the next one, and it's that small satisfaction of the achievement and rewarding yourself for that achievement that keeps you motivated to take that next step.
So what you're saying is it's like a platinum trophy at the end.
It's like
you have to get all these bronze, gold, and silver ones to get that platinum trophy.
Which is why I came up with the idea.
Jesus.
My fucking chair!
It sucks. You want to trade?
No. I mean, you guys are lower than me, I think. Not saying you're beneath me, but from here it looks like you are.
Sit your ass down.
I'm never taller than anyone.
There you go. You got me this time.
Mark?
Okay, so I feel like we're all in similar boats in this situation.
I feel like everyone's in this boat.
not necessarily.
Not true. The 1% suck a dick.
Their goal is to just make another $1 million this month. Yeah. But I mean
that's the dream, man.
I mean, I feel like we're all in similar boats as in like our distractions that are preventing us to get things done. Because I know I play a lot of video games.
We're all procrastinating.
Exactly. No, I know that.
Procrastination is my enemy.
Oh, God. Really high school was rough because I just procrastinated. And it was more of a thing like I just get easily bored like by everything. I can't find things to keep my attention. And that in turn unmotivates me to get anything done.
Right.
So I mean, that's really my major thing is just boredom. I mean, I can find something that interests me. And it'll probably have my attention for about 30 minutes until I'm like, okay, I know how to do this. I don't want to do it anymore. I want to do something else. I want to learn something else. And if I'm stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again, I have no challenge. So I feel like I have no reason to do it because like I can do this. What's the point in doing it again?
The hardest thing is like when you're trying to learn something new or you're trying to get something done, it's the repetition that requires you to get good at it.
Right.
Like when I'm like, I'm going to teach myself how to draw, and I'm watching all these people draw these beautiful pictures online. I'm like, all right, my turn. And I draw and it's just like a 2-year-old doing. I'm like, all right, good step forward. Fuck me.
Fuck me.
No, exactly. Because that's like I'm trying to learn Spanish because at my job we get a lot of Spanish-speaking customers. And if nobody's there other than me, which is how it is most of the time, then they can't really talk to me. I'll try to pull out.
That shit, motherfucker.
What?
Rosetta Stone that shit.
I don't.
Rosetta Stone's pretty cool.
I mean, I've got like 6 language apps I use, but I'm just doing it slowly because I don't have anywhere to practice. You know, I can't go into work if I'm there by myself and go, okay, I'm going to speak Spanish to myself. It's something when you're learning a language, you really need to be speaking it to people and having conversations.
When you move to a foreign country, you learn the language faster.
Exactly.
Oh my shit!
Because you're able to. But like, if I'm at work and I'm sitting there by myself for like 6 hours talking to a few, just regular English speaking customers, that's not going to help me learn Spanish.
No.
And then when the ones come in who do speak Spanish, I haven't learned anything there. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I can speak some Spanish to them. I've helped a few people out who can't understand English. And it's really bad when they refuse to use a translator, because I have a translator for that reason. They go no and leave. So that's why I'm trying to learn Spanish, to not let customers just leave my store. But it's one of those things where it's like I learn. Like, okay, I know this much. I can speak a little bit, and I do have one friend that I can message and talk Spanish to, but they are so far past me. They're also learning Spanish, but they're way beyond me. So I'll break out my dictionary, start looking up words and trying to form replies out of words
Google
I don't
Translate. I mean, like a normal person.
Yeah, but then I'm not learning anything. That's the problem. I'm sure that was fine.
I'm sure.
One of the things that gets me the most is there are so many things that I want to do with my time, and so many things that I would like to learn.
Exactly.
That I'll never have time to do if I actually want to achieve anything.
Exactly. That's what sucks.
I'd love to have D-Rock teach me photography. I'd love to learn coding or animating or.
See, and I'm learning coding too. Coding is insanely just arduous. It's difficult. It's difficult.
Effort and time consumption.
I'm sorry, I move it around a lot.
Good at it. That I feel like I'm gonna end up being like a shitty dude who does a little bit of everything, but not really good at anything.
That is
me.
That is a topic I can talk about all day, because
that is me, and I hate it.
Oftentimes, I wear myself so thin in so many ways that like I put myself in a corner where I can't get past mediocrity. Like I can get decent at
and I hate that.
And I cannot get past that level. It's like with guitar. Like I'm a decent guitarist. You're a good musician. Like I'm at that point where if I want to get any better, I have to fully commit. I got to fully motivate myself. Again, the same thing. I can make a million excuses as to why I don't do it, but like I feel like I can't get past the decent level. Same thing with drums. Same thing with the gaming stuff. Same thing.
This guy.
It's everything.
You have to choose one.
Exactly.
So many things
but you can't.
To get into an elite level, you have to choose one.
But you can't though.
That's it.
But I refuse to.
That's the problem, because if you choose one, then what happens when you decide you don't like that anymore? You've ruined all your chances of learning anything else.
One thing that you're truly passionate about.
And that's my problem, because I'll get passionate about things. Like I have a collection of Rubik's Cubes of different sizes and shapes and shit, but I don't do them anymore. I mean, I've spent way too much money on those, but I mean, I like speed cubing. I got into it because I like speed cubing. Speed cubing.
Oh, dude, you can do that? That's
I only got.
I tried to get into it. I was like, man, I want to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube.
Like my record.
The algorithms? No thanks.
Like my record was 28 seconds. I got to that. And then I was like, I might be able to do faster, but then I just lost my motivation of practicing. And it's just one of those things like, and I'm like, okay, I can, maybe someday pick it back up and get back into it, but I just never have. And then I've picked up other things that interest me, and I'm trying to do this and that. And it's just so much. Like, I want to learn languages. I would like to learn how to draw, but I can't because I suck at it. But past that, I want to get a better musician. I'm terrible at music. I suck. No, don't even look at me like that. I'm bad. I am unoriginal when it comes to writing music. I cannot. I'll write drum tracks because those are easy.
That's a muscle you just have to flex, though.
I know.
Writing, you can't say that this person is a better writer than another, and everyone agree. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's a subjective idea.
Nothing is original anymore. I mean, everything that we put out is just a culmination of our influence.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, but all my influences are very basic.
To yourself? That's bizarre. No. Your culminations of interest are
I don't mean
than mine.
Okay,
therefore,
so
I can't say I'm a better writer because it's less original. Like,
No. I mean, when it comes to drums, I can sit down, I can hear a part, and I'll go, okay, I have an original idea for something to add to this as far as the drums go. Because back when I was in my band with, my previous band, Suitcase Bomber, if that offends anyone, I'm sorry. But back when I was
on the air.
Okay, Suitcase Blank. Back when I was in that, my cousin, who was the guitarist, he was writing riffs, and he would go, yeah, I thought of this drum track like this and this and this, but whenever you sat down and played it, because I would just freestyle a drum track straight off of whatever riff he gave me, and then that was the drums for that song. He was like, that sounds completely different, but I like it more. And I can write drum tracks like that. I cannot write anything on any other instrument. I have no ability to write.
That's okay.
I know, but my problem is I want to. I want to, but I can't. I'll get these ideas in my head and I don't know how to translate it to an instrument.
Have to express them.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I struggle with that. That is a huge struggle. I know, but I've spent so much time.
That I hear in my head that I'm like, nope, I can't.
But see, exactly, it's like that. But I've spent so much time trying to improve it, and I've gotten nowhere with it.
But see, that's the thing about when you said like there are solos you think of in your head that you're just like I can't. Like
the fact that you think of it.
That's how I think of things that I can't play, and I practice them until I can play.
But see, that's what I'm getting at, is I'll think of something in my head, but then it's like, oh, wait, this is probably something that this band over here already wrote. And then I'll go look into it, and I'm like, yeah, they have something almost identical to it. I just can't think of anything completely unoriginal, you know?
As long as you're not, like, literally, like, how do they play this? Let me figure it out. Okay, that's going to be my song. Then, I mean, it's okay to take influences and put your own spin on it.
It's one of those things where it bothers me. I want something different.
And another thing about, like, okay, you being a unit in a band, like, you can have a part that sounds like something else, and that's the fun thing about being in a band, is somebody else is going to bring something else to the table.
Oh, exactly.
Make it completely original.
Well, in reference to that, yeah, I completely understand. But I mean, if I'm sitting at home with my acoustic out, I want to write an acoustic song, I'm just walled right there. Hit a wall immediately.
Music is just like all the same open folk type chords there. I mean, there are amazing people, but like I can't touch a Candlelight to that.
I mean, yeah, but it's like and I could show you a few bands like I like riffs that Margo and the Nuclear So-and-So's write. They write some amazing acoustic stuff, and I'm like, I would love to write something similar to that. I break out my acoustic, I try it, and it just immediately fail. And I can't come up with anything.
You're gonna immediately fail.
I know,
but that's the point.
But it's like the thing about it is I do it every time. It's always an immediate failure, and that's what bothers me.
Failure turns you off of it, and then
you
don't want to.
And then I'll even struggle through. I'll push past that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do something anyway, and I'll write a riff, and then I go back and play it later. And I'm like, this is terrible. This isn't anything like I thought it sounded like.
Complex right there.
I know.
Writing something and you think, man, this sounds so good, and then 5 minutes later you go pick it back up and it's like, this. Sucks.
And it's not even necessarily something.
And what's even worse is like when you have something that you think is truly good and you play at least 20 or 30,000 times to yourself, and you get to that 30,001th time play, you're like, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah.
What gets me usually is I'll write something, I'll think it's really good. I've written maybe 3 things on guitar that I thought sounded really nice, really good riffs, and then I'll play it in front of somebody and they're like, it's whatever. Like, it's okay. It's nothing special. And it's like people who like the kind of music that I'm writing, and then that kind of gets me to like, well, I thought it was better than that,
Well, that's another thing as a creator, you have to be able to take feedback in a positive light. Like,
oh, definitely.
Like, I mean, you have to be... I mean, you are your own worst critic. So
exactly.
I mean, if you're enjoying a piece that you wrote, fuck the haters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at a certain point, if you're questioning, like, is this good? And then you get, hopefully, positive feedback. I mean, not like, that's a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit, or whatever. I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. I don't know. Anyway.
Constructive criticism?
Constructive criticism. Yeah, if they're giving you constructive criticism, take that in the best way possible. You have to learn to take criticism the right way.
Oh, well, yeah. That's not even necessarily the problem. The problem at that point is I've got this criticism and I don't know what to do with it.
Don't know what to do.
Other than my riff sucks. Where do I go from here?
If that's their constructive criticism, then that's not even constructive.
I mean, not even necessarily that they say it sucks. They're just like, it's okay. I mean, it could be better. It's nothing great. Like, I wouldn't necessarily listen to this actively. Yeah. And then it's just like, okay, I would like to improve it. Where do I go from here?
You break it over their necks.
I can't do that.
Them into the backyard. You pee on their bodies.
My guitar is too old. I refuse.
You let the neighbors' dogs come up, nibble on their toes.
That's fine, but I'm not going to hit them with my guitar. Are you going to buy me a new Martin New Yorker?
I'm not.
They're not cheap.
The problem is, like, you could take all this time to get really good at something, then you can move on to something else. But in the process of doing that, you're going to lose everything you just worked towards.
Yeah, but I mean, those are muscles that you have. It's just
you're still going to have that muscle memory, and you'll still be competent at what you were
doing. You're going to
have
atrophy of your muscles.
You can't stay elite if you move from one subject to the next.
Right. And I want to do that. That's one of my inner struggles.
That is something that I've learned to live with, though. Like I was saying earlier, where you have to be, like, where I feel like I'm mediocre at everything I do. I'm content with that at this point. Like,
yeah, I'm cool with that.
I
That's
mean,
fine.
I know I'm not going to be this fucking godlike virtuoso on guitar because I'm also a decent drummer. I'm also a decent songwriter. I'm also, you know, I like to think that I'm a decent father and husband. You know what I mean? And that does play into everything. You have to learn to be content with your abilities.
I think that it's just as impressive to be, as it is to be like stupid good at something, as it is to be like pretty good at a lot of things.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a thing where would I be happier doing one thing excellently? Because I know 100% if I really buckle down and practice 4 hours a day, I could do it. Like, I have no...
I don't think you would be happier, though.
That's what I'm saying is, though, like, I 100% believe that I could, but, like, would that make me feel any better about it? I mean, I would be compromising, losing my muscles on drums or songwriting and all this and that. Like, no, I'm happier being content with that. Which, like, life goals. What do I want to do? I want to be a musician. I want to be an entertainer.
And
you know, but you don't have to.
And then that wraps. But that wraps right back around into it because it's like, okay, these are what I want to do. I don't have the means to do that now. I work too much. I don't have the time to dedicate to sitting down on a drum set and just running through Rush tracks to become the next Neil Peart, running through Dream Theater to become the next Mike Portnoy. I don't have time to sit down on a guitar and learn every Slayer album, you know,
but that's
and just learn to shred.
At the time, if that's what you really want to commit yourself and motivate yourself to do.
Exactly, but that all goes back to, okay, I've got so many other things that have to be done in order for me to meet my basic needs and stay alive. That I don't have enough time to dedicate, because I mean, if you sit down on a drum set for 5 minutes a day, you're not really going to improve.
Right.
If that's something you need to hammer in, same with guitar, same with bass, vocals, especially vocals, you got to put time into that.
Yeah.
And if you've only got 10 minutes a day to sit down and try and practice something, it'd probably be better spent trying to work on something that you can get down in 10 minutes, you know?
See, I think it all depends on what you want. Like,
exactly.
What do you really want to do? Like, I mean,
if
you really
that's my problem.
The next Mike Portnoy, you could do it. I 100%. I believe.
I mean, yeah, I believe it too.
You are not more set back than anyone else. I mean, of course, there are people with disabilities. That's a whole nother issue.
No, we're not even getting to that.
I'm not going there, but like.
But then there's also people who have the ability to spend 8 hours a day doing nothing but drumming because they don't have certain things to worry about.
The most, and I use this. I use this for my GM thing, but like. When I think about the fact that I want to be a famous musician, and then I get depressed because I'm no Satriani or Petrucci or Tremonti or anything.
No,
like that.
But you guys are good.
Is also a famous
yeah, exactly.
That
exactly.
Is great, and that's another thing too.
Perspective.
When I'm comparing this to like the gaming channel and everything. I'm not a good Mario Maker player at all. I'm terrible at it.
You were actually pretty solid.
Well, beside the point. But I feel like if you're not like a virtuoso at Mario, like that's not even a thing. But like if you're not an expert Mario player, you can find other ways to still entertain people.
Absolutely.
Like it's the same thing musicians do. Like people aren't great guitarists or singers, but they write catchy music or whatever. I mean, like, look at...
People are suckers. They buy the stupid
exactly.
shit.
Look at, like, mumble rap. Like, those people...
Let's not even open that can of worms.
Okay, let's get off of that topic as quickly as you started it.
Let's look at Nirvana. Like, what they did was not expert musicianship. It's not. They did something fully unique. They took the abilities that they had and they made something amazing with it.
Yeah.
And people... Like, if you're passionate about something like they were about their music... People are gonna be passionate about what you're doing. They want to, like, the thing about fandom and people like that latch on to things that they like. They become a part of that. They want to see you succeed because they love what you're doing. They're passionate about it as well, and that's another thing about like what we do, like playing music and stuff. I mean, we want to get fans that are as passionate about our music as we are. It's very hard to fucking do. Yeah. Especially whenever you're in a niche fucking thrash progressive metal.
Oh, God. Yeah. Imagine being a hardcore lo-fi punk band in the South. Like,
there are people that are out there that would, oh my God, this fucking shit. There are people out there that would be into it.
Oh, yeah. That's
about, like, are you going to compromise your artistic vision for the wrong reasons? Or are you going to, really become passionate about your music, write what you love, play what you love, and maybe you'll make it, maybe you won't.
Exactly.
I feel like I would be perfectly content making the art that I love and have that for the rest of my life rather than shallow sellout, let's fuck this shit, let's play in a fucking cover rock band for the rest of our lives. Which is a great thing to do as well if you're into that and you make some extra money because
you can make a lot of money.
Playing with FRS lately, getting these money gigs, they're pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's like I was actually going to form an acoustic country cover band just because
that sounds like a terrible idea.
It was. but back when I lived north of here, in Jackson, they'll pay you like $800 a night to play for 2 hours at a bar.
Remember the Dancing Peasants?
Yeah.
Dude, they made a killing at shows.
That's it. But if that's what you want to do, then do it. But I don't see anything wrong with artists doing what they love and never make it. It's not.
Definitely.
That's art.
Definitely.
If you're in it for the wrong reasons, you're just fucking setting yourself up for depression.
But also, it's good to want more out of what you do. On that same token, because it's good to do it for you, but it's also good to want others to want it.
Right.
That's why my shitty little punk band went on tours, because nobody in Mississippi gave a shit about us. We played a few shows down here at the Juke Joint. We played some shows, but as soon as we left the state, people in Central Louisiana, we had a huge fan base there. We had a huge fan base in Dallas when we went there.
Crazy.
We got a lot of.
I think that's what kills a lot of local bands around here. Is everybody wants the success from our local scene, but nobody wants to travel.
Yeah, and
you got to get out of here. You got to get out of here
because everybody likes a band that's not from their hometown more than the bands that they see every night at the same shows.
You can put up, hey, we're playing at the Juke Joint on Friday night, and nobody's going to come see. But you put this band from Michigan's coming to the Juke Joint, and more people are probably going to show up.
There's going to be a lot of people coming.
Let's put a pin in this one because this could be a topic on its own.
Yeah.
All right.
True.
But real quick before we switch topics, I just wanted to apologize to Chad Kroger in case you're listening to this. I'm sorry that I said. I'm sorry that I said such hateful yet truthful things.
Put a pin in that one. Is Nickelback as bad as? Don't answer. This is another topic. Nope. Mark. Wild card buddy.
Is Nickelback?
No.
Now I really want to get into that subject.
He doesn't have a topic.
God. See, now that's the only thing I want to think about is Nickelback.
No, Mark, what is your topic?
Real quickly, would you put Chad Kroger in a supergroup with anyone?
I would.
Just because
I like his vocal style. I just don't think he's that...
If he's not the primary songwriter, then yes.
No, he's not.
He should have been a replacement for...
No, I'm saying he's a musician in the supergroup. Because I feel like he's got
a bad singer though. We're getting into it. What's your fucking topic?
He should have been a replacement for 3 Days Grace.
No.
Oh God.
Another day, guys. What you got?
Chad Kroger in 3 Days Grace. How do you guys feel about that?
I hate you.
Okay, so I kind of wanted to piggyback off of your question a little bit. You can
get close to it.
But we kind of got so deeply into that I don't really know where I can lead with my question. Okay. So we were talking about goals that you want to achieve and what's holding you back. And my question was going to be not necessarily the goals, like your long-term goals, but what's something that you wish you could improve as quickly as possible.
So say we have a magical genie, but his only wishes that he could grant is give you excellent skills in one thing?
Not necessarily excellent skills, but just something about your life, not financials, obviously, because everybody would say, oh, I would just wish for infinite money, and then that would be taken care of, and then the rest of my life could.
But a skill, something you could get good at really quick.
If you could.
So say we're in an RPG. And
so Robin Williams is here to grant us one wish because Aladdin used the other two like a douchebag.
Exactly.
But we can only use it to improve a certain skill.
Exactly. Something you really wish you could improve upon that you could hang on to, so that you could spend time working on your other goals.
I already have my answer for this. This is a no-brainer.
Well, let's hear it.
I want to be able to draw because it opens up the avenues for other things I want to do because it aids you in animating, coding, if you want to... Anything you want to do, creative-wise. If I wanted to make a comic book, what's keeping me from doing that? Because Artists are fucking expensive.
Artists are bullshit. Fuck you, man. They're like, yeah, I'll do it, bro.
I want a web.
They don't do it.
We want a website for Defy Me.
I don't know why
Artists
they're
are hard as shit to find. You know, like I want to be able to draw or any kind of like just art, paint, draw something. Like I want to be able to use my hands.
Hey,
hey,
yeah, right.
It's not gay if it's in a three-way. That's what Lonely Island taught me.
Dude.
But what if it's three dudes?
There's some leeway to honey.
Why did they teach you that?
That's the song.
It's a pretty solid thing to learn.
Yeah.
Solid.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Solid, all right.
Golden showers bring May flowers. Am I right?
So
wait, it's April.
That's a really
April
good one.
showers.
I am the worst artist when it comes to drawing and.
Don't say we're all gonna say drawing.
No.
No, I'm just messing with it.
I don't have my interests aren't really there, to be completely honest. Like I've never been good at drawing or painting. I mean, I did good with pastels. Good as in like, oh wow, that actually doesn't look like complete garbage.
That kind of looks like a sun.
But
it's not just a circle with squiggles.
I've never had the drive to really do that. I feel like I was saying earlier, I feel like if I had a drive to do something, I could do it. Like I feel, and I don't mean to sound arrogant, but I feel like if I really buckle down, I could achieve anything. I feel the same about any of you guys.
I mean, everybody should feel that way.
Exactly. But if I had like an easy button, I'm stuck on the genie thing because if I had a genie, I would wish for like all the food that I ate to instantly metabolize very healthily. You know what I'm talking about? I would just,
dude. I mean, that's
for pizza to be a well balanced meal.
Everything that everyone eats is completely healthy. That's unselfish.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
On that case, I would just wish that we didn't have to eat at all. Like
you fucking monster.
I love eating.
Food is delicious.
Like I love eating, but like if I didn't have to eat to stay healthy, like
no. See, that's where you're thinking wrong. The wishing to not have to eat is a good start, but what you should have said is wishing to not have to sleep. Think about how much you could get done without needing to sleep.
I'd do that in a heartbeat.
As far as
no sleeping. Oh, dude.
As far as the skill for an easy button, I just want to sing. I want to be a great singer without having to practice. Because practicing singing is the fucking worst.
love that.
Is it though? Man, I love practicing singing.
No, it's so hard.
Dude, I love practicing singing.
It's so embarrassing, and it's so...
Just do it in your car.
I mean, the problem with the car thing is it's hard to record because the best way to learn instrument and music is to record yourself, listen back, improve, rinse, repeat a million, quadrillion, babillion times. But it's really hard to do that when you're driving or in the car or whatever. Yeah. Like, I mean, you can practice. That's great to practice there. But I mean, like, isolated practice at your home. Like, I mean,
exactly.
Why is that hard to do?
It's just I don't like doing it when there's people here and people hear me because when I'm practicing guitar, I can do it real quietly. But singing,
it gets loud.
And you're very vulnerable. Me personally, I don't like it. I mean, there are people that practice it no problem. There are people that are naturals at it. But if I have an easy button, I'll go for it. I'll use that.
I can agree with you there. I would love to improve my singing, but
you can't steal that one. You have to
no. I'm just
I would argue the point that you're already a fairly competent singer.
I completely 100% disagree. I am not confident as a singer, which makes me a bad singer. If I get
that's it. That's it. Though. It's your confidence. 100%. Like you as a singer, you are a good singer. You just
put your diaphragm into it, man.
I understand the techniques.
Put your diaphragm into it. Just like you're playing a woodwind.
Just imagine everybody in their underwear, Kerley.
I already do that.
Disgusting.
All the time.
You're despicable.
Beautiful.
How can you do that?
Outside, okay?
And on the inside.
How could I not?
Have you seen my Gumby boxers?
Is it no? Anytime I do that though, they're always wearing whitey tighties.
No, that's
women though. They're wearing really scantily clad thongs.
That's the cartoon. That's the cartoon image you're supposed to picture is whitey tighties. That's all.
I mean, it's only that I can't.
I picture
right. That's in every cartoon ever. That's what everyone's wearing is whitey tighties.
You guys have like yellow stained whitey tighties.
They're not yellow.
I'm not Patrick.
They're not yellow. Like pea stained.
They're brown.
No kidding. Like pea stained, but like old and they had sweat on them.
Okay.
I picture people in the C string. You guys have seen the C string? Okay, my easy button skill.
So bad.
Okay. Off so bad. Hey.
No, I'm not high fiving. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
You don't know where that hand's been?
Okay, down low. Yeah, I get you under the table.
He did it.
Okay, I didn't do it. Nobody saw it. So there's like several things, but honestly, if I had to hit an easy button, I would probably say going with music. Like I would love to improve to the point where I would be entirely confident in my musical skills. Like, if I had to be specific, I probably would go through drums because I love drumming. I would love to be just infinite levels above where I am now. But at that point, I could more than likely use music as a means of making money. You know?
Yeah.
If you're a good enough musician, you can find a way to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And at that
money
point,
sitting on the side of the road in New Orleans.
Exactly. Yeah. And at that point, I could, use that extra money to start putting it kind of towards, schooling or whatever, and get back into college because college is so expensive. It's going up every year.
Go to Canada.
True. Yeah, I actually do have a Canadian friend. They get really good tuition.
To be an expert
certain places, college is free.
Now we're talking about entrepreneurship. Like, it's when you go to college for business, they talk about so much big picture shit. It's so like corporation and type stuff. I'm like, I would have loved to rather have learned like smaller, like startup business. That's where I'm passionate about. I don't really care about being fucking CEO of Walt Disney. Of course that's impossible.
That's kind of what
like.
My school for that is Domino's.
My passion would be like a smaller local type business that thrives, but not. I mean, like I would love to be a business as a service like that, but I would love to be just an excellent entrepreneur. Like if I had an easy button, that I would also use it for that.
Yeah, we only get one.
If you have one or the other,
yeah,
I'd still probably take singing.
Can I use this button real quick? Can I use this button to eliminate procrastination and perfect my time management?
You could be an expert time management person.
Yeah, that's entirely plausible.
That seems like a waste of an easy button though, because
I mean, not necessarily.
Do it.
That's so much harder. Like changing your mentality about something is so much harder than just getting good at something. Like. When you have a certain mentality, it's so hard to change that mentality.
No, I can see that. But I mean, you can't have. I mean, you can do anything. You can do anything, guys.
That's why you gotta eat that frog, man. Like,
what the fuck?
I don't want to know. Don't tell me later, please.
I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna tell you now because
don't tell me now.
It is. It's it really.
You gotta leave it off the podcast. It's a secret.
No, Albert has a good question. Hang on. If you follow your passion to be a musician, why would you go back to college after having made it?
Not necessarily having made it, because I mean, if I made it, if I just made enough money to have that I can afford to go back to school, because there's several things I want to do. Okay, because I'm currently working through my polymer science degree, and that's a very difficult, long degree to get.
Why wouldn't your easy button just be to become an expert polymer scientist?
But more importantly,
then where do you go from there?
More importantly, if you're an expert musician, if you're using the button to make you an expert musician, you're not using the button to make you a mediocre musician so you can just make enough money to go back to school. You're being an expert.
No, yeah, exactly.
So you're gonna make it big time.
I get that, but the thing is, I still want there are a few things I want to do. Like you were talking about entrepreneurship, I have several inventions I would like to make, but I do not have the status or the money to even begin making a prototype of these things, and I have it all worked out. I just have no way to access the materials because it is polymer science based. What I'm thinking of, I just I can get into that later. But without having a basis in that, there's no way I could really have access to go to people and say, hey, this is something I came up with. Was you guys be interested in this? They'll go, well, where are your credentials? How do you know this is safe? Right. But going through that course, I could say, okay, I know exactly what I need for this. I know how to make these together without being in any danger of harming anyone. And I can verify for sure that it would work. And I can build off of that and go, hey, well, I have a good idea for this. I have these credentials. You can see I know what I'm talking about. Would you be interested in investing?
Right.
Or take my own money from being a musician and put towards creating such a thing and then showing it to investors and say, hey, does anybody want to mass produce this? Because you see what I'm saying? I want to use music as something I love and as a means to continue other goals I want.
Yeah, it does go back to the thing that, like, I don't have just one major life goal. Like, I want to be a man of many things that I excel at beyond mediocrity, but it's hard to do that. Exactly. If I had an easy button to get one of those done, that's just a fucking check mark.
Exactly, and then you can move on to another one.
That's all that you want.
That was kind of the whole point of my question. It wasn't like how to instantly make your life better. It's how to help you achieve other goals by knocking out something that's going to take a lot of time to achieve. So, music working on that's a lot.
That's sort of like my answer being an excellent entrepreneur would definitely 100% make my goals.
Exactly, because then you could just jump into that
marketing
field
and sales.
Yeah,
though, like
exactly.
tricking people into buying your product when they really don't want it.
That's the thing, though, is like I'm not a great entrepreneur at this point because I haven't really jumped out and done it. But if I had the knowledge and skills, like the strategies and all that, like man, that would definitely encourage me to take that jump.
That thing about what you were just touching, like basically like putting your toe in the water, it's failure is what keeps you back from doing those things because like.
Fear of failure is what.
Fear of failure is a huge man. Just because I wanted to get a job doing what I got my degree in, and I've just not even close to pursued it because I'm just afraid of getting rejected.
Exactly.
Here's the thing with that, like that. Oh man, I actually thought about this the other day, and I forgot to bring it up during my topic. But like, fear of failure is a big thing because like I know Albert. If y'all don't know him, he runs another channel where he does talks and stuff. But
hi Albert.
He was talking.
Thank you for the question.
He was talking about like, you know, if these are your dreams to own this studio and thrive like that, are you willing to like lose? Like, if this is really what you wanted, would you be willing to like lose it all to risk it for the biscuit? Risk it
for the biscuit. I'll risk anything for a biscuit. I love a good biscuit.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
with gravy.
Oh. If I was to have to sacrifice. My family and feeding my daughter and supporting my wife through what she's doing, it's not worth it at that point. But like that's the thing that's stopping me from going all out because I'm not willing to risk it all for failure and letting down you guys. Like you and I are talking sort of about like maybe going together and doing this location thing. I would be terrified to fail because I don't want to let you down. I don't want to let her down. I don't want to let anyone down. Like. And it's not me that I'm even concerned about failing. Like, I can fail and get up and try again, but whenever I drag other people down with me, that is the most terrifying thing about it all.
Exactly. That's kind of why I would take that opportunity as making money as a musician. That would be my job.
That's
and then
why
I would
it has
use
to start
my
as
job.
a secure second thing first. Like, and as hard as that is to do, it's more time consuming in the long run is because it has to be the secondary thing that you work towards in your spare time. But it has basically it's going to have to take all of your spare time.
At some point,
it has to switch over.
That
it has
crossover does eventually have to happen.
But
and that
at that point,
the hardest thing.
At that point, you have to be so confident in what you're doing and knowing what you're doing that you even if you hit a setback, you can bounce back from it.
Exactly.
Which is. The failure thing is definitely is a crippling mindset.
Yeah,
it really is.
Everything in life, man. Life's weird. Life is weird, guys.
So it's like a shitty
to get
situation.
on to a little more broader topic. let's. I just wanted to touch on this before you wrap us up. What did y'all think of the SpaceX breakthrough in the past few days?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Honestly, Elon Musk is an amazing person.
What are we talking
Fill in Kerley real quick.
Okay, so he launched a Tesla into space. You know the Tesla cars, the electric? Yeah, he created the Tesla cars. He's a multi-billionaire that just invents things for the sake of humanity because he has the spare time and money to do it.
He's an amazing person.
He started a company. He started a company called the Boring Company that was I can't remember exactly what they were going to be working on, but then it went silent for like 3 years, and just like a month ago, they popped up with a listing on their website for pre-orders for a $500 flamethrower. Sorry, $5,000. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, Channel Rich just bought one.
One or the other. Maybe it is $500. No, it's $5. It's definitely $5,000. It's a flamethrower. But it's a short flamethrower. And that's not what the company was originally made for, but he was like, let's make a flamethrower that's, people can actually buy and have just to do it. Like, he just has so much money, he does nothing but
that's not really for the betterment of humanity. That's a detriment to humanity.
It is though, because that's pretty sick. If I could afford one, I would buy one.
Fast forward to what SpaceX or whatever the fuck this is.
That's just, he started his own space program because he has that kind of money. He built
his own
hold up. He started his own space program.
Yeah.
The more important thing, he launched
it. How many flamethrowers did he sell?
It was long before.
They're not even sold yet.
Oh.
They're on pre-order.
Oh, okay.
But
hit me up.
Tesla, the more important development was the success of the booster rocket landing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, it's the technology that's going to allow us to land on Mars, right?
Yeah.
Us, like, as people?
As basically the thing that reason we couldn't land on Mars before was because there's no water, and that's where
fuck you, D-Rock.
There's no gravity.
Are you fuck still talking? Nah.
So when they land, it's gonna crash and blow up and everything. There's
right.
With the booster rockets, it's like they're able to land on the surface, like actually land on the surface of Mars because there's no water for them to land in. I think that's the basis of it, but I could be wrong. I'm very uninformed when it comes.
Well,
to
basically, what he did was he built a shuttle that could carry a Tesla to Mars and land on Mars. This morning's developments, they actually miscalculated. The Tesla missed Mars and is now hurtling into the asteroid belt, which is it's pretty funny. I mean, but in all honesty, that's a really difficult thing to calculate. To launch something with no controls, to just let it go to Mars and land itself, that's pretty complicated.
Ryan says, D-Rock says, Ryan, I'm going to booster rocket my fist into your face and Tesla that ass, Mark.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
I would.
Fuck you.
So
but D-Rock's on his lunch break.
Yeah, clearly.
So this is all fascinating and everything. That man had his priorities straight. His goals were in order, and
straight up, no procrastination involved. Like
he's building horizontal elevators and elevators that can actually move in any direction. He's building something. He's building an elevator that can move up, down, left, right, and diagonal.
Yeah.
Basically, when we finally colonize Mars, they're gonna rename it Elon.
Probably.
Planet Elon sounds like a fucking sci-fi movie.
Absolutely, it's gonna happen.
He's a sci-fi person. He's a billionaire that just builds shit for science.
This dude like, welcome to the planet.
He's called the Edison of our time, even though Edison's a bitch.
Damn.
I prefer Tesla to Edison. I prefer Tesla to Edison.
Edison stole most of his ideas.
Yeah, Edison did steal a lot from Tesla.
Do like I said, nothing's original anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Edison was like the OG, and now he's not anymore because he's a thief.
Yo, that episode of The Simpsons where Homer makes that chair that catches you for falling back, that needs to be a motherfucking real thing.
I don't think that's a real world problem.
Oh, that's
Ladies and
unfortunate.
gentlemen, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the future podcast services that we're going to eventually be on. You can't do that now, but if you're watching this in the past, in the future, looking at from the past, gotta get back, Samurai Jack.
No.
But anyway, thank you so much for joining me, guys. That was a great episode.
Yeah, hit that like, hit that subscribe,
subscribe, comment,
hit that donation button. Go to Patreon, drop us a nickel. We'll probably not use it until we get enough nickels, but if you've got a nickel, drop one.
So next week we will have our first guest, Dennis Lofgren. Look forward to that. D-Rock should hopefully be back for next week as well. And if you guys are interested in being on the show in one
You're welcome, D-Rock.
Audio, webcam, hit me up.
I hate you.
All you have to do is pay us $20.
I love you.
That's right. Kerley Studios at Gmail. That's Kerley. In case you can't read, or in case you're watching this not
with your ears.
Yeah, watching it with your ears. So make sure to hit us up with that.
I thought they couldn't do that yet.
They can email me and they can listen with YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ryan.
Why would you
minimize
listen with YouTube?
People do that. Podcasts are on YouTube.
If you had a
clearly
nickel for every time someone asked me for a nickel, how many people have asked you for a nickel? Most people would ask for like, you got any change, or you got any dollar bills, you got any hundreds. That's what I would ask people.
Wouldn't you then?
I don't think I've ever been asked if I had a nickel.
I've never. So I would be straight up broke. Unsubscribe. Thanks, D-Rock. All right, guys. Have a good one. Peace out. Love you. That was good.